Shalom, shalom and welcome. This is Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands. My brothers and sisters, this is a warning. It is an alert. It is something critical to be mindful of. It is nothing to dismiss. It is something that is real and that poses a threat to humanity in such a way that have never been considered. Pray and watch. Listen to the words of this segment attentively, my brothers and sisters, for this is indeed a warning, an alert for all who have ears to hear. This segment is entitled, Beware of Nuclear Powder Kegs. My brothers and sisters, end times have arrived. Are you aware of the nuclear plants that are positioned closest to you? Are you aware of the nuclear plants closest to you? If not, it is time to research and at least be mindful of the nuclear plants that are within close proximity or in the path of your residence should a nuclear disaster occur. End times have arrived, and scriptures foretell of prolonged and widespread drought. We are witnessing massive drought spread across the planet like never before. Scriptures tell and inform us of famine, a rise in pestilence and disease. But I want to bring your attention to the widespread and prolonged drought. Something that hit me. Something that I believe the Spirit of Yahushua brought to my attention with my eyes wide open. My brothers and sisters, are you aware of the fallout of widespread drought? Prolonged drought, that it can result in cataclysmic conditions and events, to say the least. Many of you have heard me say countless times that there will be forced migration. You have witnessed me speak of being moved, and that habitable places on this planet will be rolled up like a scroll. My brothers and sisters, I want to bring your attention to something that is in the scriptures. It is a promise by the Most High Father to avenge the innocent, to avenge his people. Who is aware that this promise was made and that it will occur? His vengeance will occur between now and the physical return of Yahushua Messiah. We will see his vengeance. We will see his wrath begin to unfold like never before. Many of us, yes, we talk about it. We agree about the drought, famine, pestilence, and disease. But how many of us have considered that nuclear plants, nuclear facilities are built along waterways? I was praying, and it was as though the Spirit of Yahushua said, warn my children, make it known to my people, that as drought continues, soon and very soon there are nuclear powder kegs waiting to explode and erupt because of water starvation. Again, I have entitled this segment, Beware of Nuclear Powder Kegs. There are those that are starved that will end up facing water starvation, and there are those that will become inundated, overtaken with water as a result of sea level rise. Let me read the following, my brothers and sisters. Listen carefully, please. Luke 21:22 said, because these are days of vengeance to fill all that have been written. How many of us have asked, what are the characteristics of that vengeance that the Most High will exact on those who have rejected him? Romans 12:19, beloved, do not revenge yourself, but give place to the wrath, for it has been written, vengeance is mine, I shall repay, says Yahuwah. It will not be by our hands, but it will be by the promises made by the Most High. It will be phenomenal, for they will not be able to point a finger at any individual when the rivers dry up, when the seas overtake nuclear facilities. 2 Thessalonians 1-10 reads, we ought to give thanks to the Almighty One always for you, brothers, as it is proper, because your belief grows exceedingly in the love every one of you has for each other is increasing, so that we ourselves boast of you among the assemblies of the Almighty One for your endurance and belief in all your persecution and afflictions which you are bearing. Clear evidence of the righteous judgment of the Almighty One, in order for you to be counted worthy of the reign of the Almighty One, for which you also suffer. Since the Almighty One shall rightly repay with affliction those who afflict you. You see, how many of us know what method, what process would the Almighty One repay affliction to those who have afflicted us? And it reads on. I'm in 2 Thessalonians. I'm going on to verse 7 and continuing to verse 10. And to give you all you who are afflicted rest with us when the Master Yahushua is revealed from heaven with his mighty messengers, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on those who do not know the Almighty One, and on those who do not obey the good news of our Master Yahushua Messiah, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Master and from the esteem of his strength, when he comes to be esteemed in his set-apart ones, and to be admired among all those who believe in that day, because our witness to you was believed. My brothers and sisters, pray and watch. Proof of the life in these passages will come before us. Hebrews 10:30 says, for we know him who has said, vengeance is mine, I shall repay, says Yahuwah. And again, Yahuwah shall judge his people. Who is aware that judgment has begun? Who is aware that vengeance has begun? And it will intensify like man has never before imagined. The time is now to realize the importance of being mindful of the characteristics of the vengeance from the Almighty Father. The time is now to take heed that we must learn and will learn to discern and respond to the voice of the Spirit of Yahushua. We will take heed to his warning. If not, do you really want to get caught in the path of his wrath? Do you really want to be in the footprint of a nuclear plant that is about to explode? Do you really want to be in the wake? How many people are aware that the planet turns westward? So if a nuclear plant is just west of you, the planet will turn, and as it rotates, the fallout from that nuclear plant will come to you. It will travel eastward. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Habitable places on this planet are about to roll up like a scroll. Many people are thinking that death and destruction is mainly going to be due to nuclear war. We may be surprised of the devastation of the death and destruction that is about to occur. We may be surprised that it is the fruit of man's greed and wickedness and neglect for life. My brothers and sisters, take heed. Take heed. Do not get caught in the raft or in the path of vengeance from the Almighty Father. Take these words to heart. Pass this message on to one another and ask yourselves, will you begin to listen to the watchman of Yahushua Mashiach? Will you begin to ask questions as to when and how and where and what must be done? And where are you to go? Please, please, my brothers and sisters, know this. Nuclear plants will face erupting as a result of water starvation in prolonged drought areas. They will face collapse as sea levels inundate, overtake their grounds, and flood out, making it difficult to operate. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Beware of nuclear powder kegs, for they are across the planet. Yes, my brothers and sisters, we have entered into a time when true Yasharal is getting ready to face the most trying of times. Due to our stubbornness and stiff neck, we will be humbled. It will be like a ton of bricks falling on us. We will be made physically, mentally, and emotionally weak. We will see death, physical death around us and among us. We will witness it in our past. We will witness it in our hindsight. We will witness vengeance. And we will know that the Most High have honored his promise regarding vengeance is mine. We will see the realities of what is coming to be. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. End times are here. Remember, the scriptures inform us to be mindful of the signs of the times, and we are instructed not to be afraid of what man can do to us. But let us fear Yahuwah, for he promised wrath, he promised vengeance. He promised that we will not be appointed to his wrath. And I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, to not face the wrath directly of the Most High would mean we would have to either be physically dead, sleep in Yahushua Mashiach, or we will die as martyrs. And remember, to die in Yahushua's name is gain, and he who seeks to save his life will lose it. Or we will be among those gathered from the four corners of the earth, under the banner of Yasharal. All others will face a different end. The day is soon to come when we will witness, like a domino effect, nuclear disasters on our major coastal lands like never imagined. Nuclear disasters where prolonged drought, where rivers are no longer flowing. The greed of man, along with pure neglect for life, will come to produce results of which will be most regrettable. Why? Because there are not many steps being taken to shut down these nuclear plants that are in drought-stricken areas. There are not many plans being taken to prepare these nuclear plants for sea level rising. Though there's talk, I assure you, the bureaucratic machine is delaying, is distracting, is prohibiting actions that are necessary to prevent the loss of life. Habitable places on this planet will roll up like a scroll. Soon and very soon, we will find proof that man will migrate back to the land where life began. And during this time, there will be much death. Do not forget, remember Revelation 6:8, which speaks of a fourth of the people possibly being killed. And Revelation 9:18, which speaks of a third of those being killed on the planet. If you do the math, my brothers and sisters, well over 3.6 billion people will face death and destruction. Unfortunately, the wrath of the Almighty Father Yahuwah is not something that we can control. He promised that vengeance will be taken. He promised to gather us from the four corners of the earth. He promised to refine and discipline us. He promised much. He promised life immeasurably. Let us know that this is real, my brothers and sisters. Individuals who will be in the final Exodus will soon discover what it is to be refined, structured, and disciplined for the final Exodus, and removed out of the wake, out of the path of soon destruction that will occur as a result of nuclear plants starting to erupt. My brothers and sisters, there will be those among us who will be distant, away from the nuclear facilities when they begin to collapse and erode and explode. There will be many of us who will not escape the death and destruction that is ahead, and there will be many who will. Though the numbers may be great, though it may be a great multitude being gathered from the four corners of the earth, grafted together with 144,000 Hebrews, Abri, though this may come to be, it will be only a remnant saved when compared to the total population on this planet. This is nothing to joke around about, my brothers and sisters. This is nothing to plant your head in the sand and try to avoid. Ask yourself, have we entered end times? You see, we read so many scriptures and we never or rarely ask, how will it come to be? What is the process? And when the Spirit of Yahushua make it known, whether we ask or not, then many of us fall into unbelief or rebellion or a false sense of security. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. Seek earnestly to discover the time that we have arrived require actions, require a response. Seek earnestly to discover what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying to you. There will be individuals who will participate in the final Exodus. My brothers and sisters, there will be those of us who will be distant, and there will be those of us who will be caught in the path of such destruction. I cannot stress enough, the time is now to pursue, to discern what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying to you. The time is now to take heed that we have entered into the end times, a season when many promises will be fulfilled. My brothers and sisters, this warning is among many, and there are watchmen among us who will provide many more warnings. Chosen leaders of the Spirit of Yahushua have begun to rise and will rise to where we will be able to identify them. Pray and watch. Know that the Spirit of Yahushua will and is making assignments, tasks, that includes detail, that includes work. There will be obedience among the children of Yahuwah, who must and will fulfill the final exodus. Critical times have begun. Choose wisely how you manage these words. Ask yourself, why did these words reach your ears? Ask and seek out the purpose of this message reaching you. What is expected of you? Why were these words presented to your ears? Will you warn others? Will you share this message, this information with others? Will you be among the believing, or will you be among the unbelieving? Are you willing to pursue living instructions like never before? The answers to your questions will come to be over time. My prayers for Yasharal is that we begin to realize the intensity that is unfolding before our very eyes, that we begin to realize that all that is promised has begun to unfold, and that there are tasks provided, given, ordered by the Almighty Father Yahuwah through His set-apart Spirit sent in Yahushua's name. The time is now to awake, my brothers and sisters. The time is now. For when nuclear disasters begin to erupt, many will be caught up in the congestion of extreme cataclysmic conditions and events. Will you be a step ahead, responding to the warnings from the Spirit of Yahushua? Or are you waiting for proof? Are you waiting for the nuclear plants to explode, to possibly cause earthquakes, to possibly result in volcanic eruptions, to possibly result in a loss of life, a destruction that man has never before imagined, at least at the magnitude that is soon to take place? This journey is real, my brothers and sisters. The wickedness of man, the fruit of our neglect for life, is about to visit us. But we who are among the children of Yahuwah, we who are among the children of the Most High, who have received life immeasurably by Yahushua Mashiach, will witness something extremely phenomenal, a transformation that many of us have never before given much thought. We may have glazed about it, we may have even entertained imagination, but have not given much thought as it relates to the details ahead. Pray and watch. I invite you, my brothers and sisters, to continue tuning in. At the very least, examine these words that I present. And anything that is coming from me that is deemed set apart, that is confirmed to be set apart, may the Almighty One, the Almighty Father Yahuwah, gets all esteem and credit. And may we witness Yahushua Mashiach being lifted up, and witness Him drawing all men to Himself, as it is written in Scripture. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, know this: our redemption draws near. The return, the physical return of Yahushua Mashiach, it's not too far from us. And we will witness a final exodus being gathered from the four corners of the earth, and so much more. Until next time, Shalom. Shalom. And beware of those nuclear powder kegs. Shalom.